good morning, and welcome to another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. so, whew, I appreciate you guys so much for listening and hanging out with us. Today, we're going to be actually this week, we're going to be digging into a lot of kid stuff because it is back to school week for at least the southern part of the United States. I know I'm from New York, so they generally are around September ish. So, definitely, we're going to be talking about that and how that works out, our responsibilities, and all of that, and then some. But today, in particularly, we're going to be talking about preparing. Are we preparing our children for success, and what that looks like? I was actually going through some YouTubes and finding out about what success looked like, some of the skill sets that children need, and we're gonna have an interesting conversation. But it's Monday, and I appreciate you guys for rocking and hanging with us, being a part, and always supporting. Um, and let me make sure we're good in the hood because it looks like I may be having a few technical difficulties, but my podcast people, you guys, you peoples, I appreciate you guys immensely for being a part of my podcast, the community I don't see every day, the community that just listens, singing in the background. Um, so definitely appreciate you. Let's go. Let's do that. All right. Let's have this conversation. And I thank you guys for being here because you could have been anywhere else, but you're rocking with the Brothers of Legacy. Legacy. Uh, and we're going to have this conversation. I'm looking forward to you guys' input and what you guys think. Because like I said, for the Southeast region, it is back to school time. Like I don't know what the rest of the country when they start. I know up north is generally around September. And I want to know if you guys, those with kids, are your kids going back in the building or still doing the hybrid or virtual model? This county is doing something a little different, but that's a whole nother conversation. As well as, are you guys comfortable? Not comfortable? I'm okay. We're okay. We've been discussing it, but we shall see. We shall see. We're hoping for the best. Hoping for the best. Let's do this. Blessings, Lisa. Good morning, my friend. And it's going to be a great year. Things have changed significantly, as you know, with COVID. It has kind of made things a little different. So we're going to be navigating that. Hey, Mama McCory, great morning to you. So yeah, we're going to be talking about that. So the question of the day is: are we preparing our children for success? Oh, tonight, real quick announcement. Make sure you check out Purposeful Forever. We're going to be actually going through a quiz as we, like we do here on Fridays with Kahoot. But this is one of the quizzes we put together. So, oh yeah, it's going to be some great trivia. Make sure you check it out at 8 p.m. Right here, wherever you're at, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. And definitely it's going to be, it's going to be good. So you don't want to miss that tonight at 8 p.m. And if you need to keep up with all of our announcements and things that are happening with the different broadcasts that I'm a part of, make sure you join our community. Text LWN to 84576. Text LWN to 84576. And never, ever, never, ever, never miss an episode. All right. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have fun. Good morning. Miss Yvonne. Good morning. Good morning. And you never miss an episode or never miss a broadcast that we have, because we're all about having, educating, entertaining, what they call it, edutainment, a little fun, a little knowledge, and learn something. Let's see. Make sure you share. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. What's up, Richard? Good morning to you, sir. Make sure you share. Let everybody know that the brothers are in the building. Make sure you inbox everybody, everywhere, all over the place. All right. So today, as you can see, we're talking about preparing our children for success. All right. We're going to kick this off. We'll be right back after this. And that's it. Let's go. I didn't want to catch that. Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Good morning. Good morning. What's up, everybody? This episode is brought to you by StreamYard. Ready to go live? Go to bit.ly/StreamYard BOL. That's bit.ly/StreamYard BOL. This episode is also brought to you by Self. Build credit now. Go to bit.ly/now build credit. bit.ly/now build credit. Good morning. Good morning, Pastor. All right, let's do this. Spliggity splow. All right, and happy Monday to everybody. Happy Monday. This is going to be a great week. We're rolling to the end of the month, going into August. And I feel like time is really flying, like even faster. Someone needs to slow it down. Every day I get a little older. So we need to do something about that. Slow it down. All right. So today we are it's Pastor. Good morning. How are you feeling this morning?
Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday.
There we go. Just make sure you're good. All right. Awesome. Let's see.
Hello, BOL family.
Yes, indeed. So listen, while you guys are watching, make sure you share. If you're in the Facebook land, share, tag, put it on your homepage. Don't be ashamed of us. We're good people. We're good guys. Let's see. We're not like the other peoples. We're shareable. You can share with your family, friends. We're kid friendly too. All right. Let's see. Let's talk. All right.
You see me, Lisa?
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let's get the solo going. Look at that. Where the anointing resides. All right. Nice.
More work by Lisa Yeomans.
Yes, indeed. All right, let me pull that. Do this. Bam. All right. So let's get into it. Okay. Random thoughts. That is Lisa Yeoman right there. Yes, indeed. We are here for you. All right. So today we're talking about, are we preparing our children for success as we're going into the school year? What does that look like? What are some of the skills that you are equipping your children with? Hey, good morning, Sam. All right, which said, Pastor, have a superb day. Superb. So what are you equipping your kids with? What are you putting in them so that they're ready to face certain challenges and deal with situations? So we're going to kind of dig into that. And I was watching a TED Talk. And her name is Dr. Laura A. Janna. Dr. Laura A. Janna. Not that you guys may know who she is.
Jenna?
Yeah. First time I heard her. So you may know who she is. First time I heard her. And she just broke down some skills that some kids should have But before we dig into that, I was just gonna throw the question first at Pastor. What are some of the, I'll say, basic things that you've placed into your children? Because now you have a college-bound student. Whoop, whoop. One out, one out. What are some of the basics that you've helped your children do, like on a daily, to help prepare them to have a successful day? Because we know each day equals a successful year. So what were some of the things that you helped, or some of the tidbits that you help your kids get better with each day, preparing them to face the world?
You mean today versus when they were younger, or
Let's
I mean,
let's
you know what I mean?
I know, because the stages. Let's start with some of the younger days. Just for those that may have younger children or see this on replay, because I know most of the audience have bigger kids, or they've moved past that level. So when they were younger, like, what are some of the skills that you placed in to try to be, have a successful day, or even some of the skills that you equipped to have a successful year? Good morning, Keita.
Well, it's funny because
Yeah.
I have three versions,
Right.
right? Being
Right.
in a marriage, being a single parent, being in a God or Christ-centered marriage, right? So, but all of it, we all want our children to be great. We all want our children to be heroes. Um, but for
Right.
me, I think what was critical for me before releasing them out to like a childcare or school system or anything like that
Right.
was trying to mitigate the surprises.
Mm.
Now,
Okay.
there's a lot that goes into this, but I'm trying to simplify this as much as I possibly can.
Right.
Right? I want to reduce the number of surprises on my babies
Okay.
when they go out. Right?
Okay. Okay.
Um, that's one thing.
Right.
Make sure they understand, or not make sure they understand, but at least give them some level of understanding what they could encounter
Right.
when they go
Right.
out. Now
Right.
that's difficult to do when they're toddlers, but it's funny. I tell
Right.
parents now, keep your children as close to home for as long as you can
Mm.
before you release them.
Okay.
We were not big on putting them out into childcare and all that, unless it was absolutely necessary.
I got you. Let it be a last option, not like a
Yeah,
first option kind of thing. I got
right. Because you want to make sure that you put in them what
you.
you
Right.
deem necessary for them to prepare them,
That's
not to
good.
get poured into by a bunch of other people too soon.
Right. I
You
got
know,
you. Makes
uh,
sense. It makes a lot
yeah.
of sense. Okay.
And so again, and I'm trying to, get too deep. I'm trying to simplify this as much as I can.
Right.
Self-confidence is key,
Right.
right? We used to have I love my wife would get up every morning and she would, the girls had this chant that they would do every morning, of who you are. I am this, I
Okay.
am that, I can do this,
Nice.
I can do that, these things. And it's all
Right.
biblically based. I'm a good listener. I'm obedient,
Right.
I am smart. I'm a genius. I can do all
Right.
things through Christ who strengthens me. All these things,
Nice.
these motivators to get you ready for the day, so that you went out charging as opposed to operating in defense mode.
Right.
You
Right.
know?
Right.
So self-assurance is key. I'm just giving a couple because we can come
Yeah.
back to it.
You
But
good.
I can talk about it's okay
Yeah.
that it broke.
Mm. Wow.
You know what I
That's
mean?
good. Right. Right. Right.
Yeah, that can mean so many things,
Right.
but the reality is it's okay that it broke.
Right.
You know,
Right. Nice. So yeah, that's I love that. The self-confidence is key. And like I said, I'm gonna run down her list of stuff, and we can kind of jump in there, and you let me know what you think. And for the most part, I think 100% pretty much agree. It's nothing like big. and the first one is self-awareness. She called it the me, self-awareness, the confidence, that to eradicate a lot of the fear, the doubt within yourself. The second one was we, which is the interactive, dealing with other kids and learning to not shy away from interactions or even certain levels of conflict. The third one, and we all love this as with our kids, the why, asking questions, and teaching our kids. And she spoke about how continuously teaching your kids to question or ask why. As parents, sometimes we shut that why down because it's like, how many times you're going to ask me? How deep is this why going to get? How many questions are you going to continue on? I used to tell my daughter, she's the more talkative, and I'll tell her, okay, you have 5 questions per day. 5. so I was like, use them wisely. You have 5 questions. I was to just pick on her because she's, which is fine. Be very inquisitive. But I'm like, girl, you ask questions about everything. And I love it. But I'm just like, you ever get asked a question and you like, I've never had to define it. It's like, it's like one of the things like, I know what it is. I can tell you, but I've never had to just break it down and define it, So getting those questions. The fourth one was the will, drive and determination. I know for me,
okay. So when you say that, I think you have to simplify because you can't tell a child, I'm giving you drive and determination.
No, I know. Right. Right. And I was going to break that down a little bit. The will, like like you said, to overcome the challenges, to keep pushing even when it goes wrong. Don't quit. It just didn't go right this time. You just gotta keep pushing, keep plugging away. Just because you tripped and fall don't mean you stop running or stop walking. You gotta keep moving. And I think that one I push, try to get into my children because they've had the frustration point. Like my daughter, she picks up on things quick. She's like really pretty smart in certain areas, but when it becomes challenging and she can't figure it out fast enough, she would get frustrated, like, I don't want to do this. I was like, you can't stop because now you can't just get this like you have everything else, so it's like that for her, it's been pushing that. The next one, and I'm gonna get Ephraim's question, was she called it the wiggle skills. And she was saying, a lot of times kids are very fidgety, always trying to figure out, it's kind of harnessing that skill. So they're constantly, trying things or touching things or trying to figure it out. Because, we as parents, of course, you're trying to get rid of that fidgetiness, just like calm down, sit straight, sit up, but she was just saying about allowing that curiosity. Good morning, Ephraim. What's up, brother? Ephraim asks, is it wrong to relive your life, to relive your life for your children? What I've gone through has taught me so much. Shouldn't I help them avoid those mistakes? That's good. What's up, Deborah? Good morning.
Yeah, there's a danger in trying to live vicariously through the next generation.
Yeah.
We all want our children to be better than we were.
Right.
And I think there's a I don't want to use the term confusion, but there's a contrast between wanting them to be better than we were,
right,
as opposed to being the best version of themselves.
Right.
Because I believe the best version of themselves, when properly orchestrated or encouraged, will be an enhanced version.
Right.
It's like, your children are the makeup of you and the person you came together with to bring them into this world. There's just no denying that. So you're in there. And I think you have to have the comfort in knowing that. I think what's important is that you create an environment that is conducive to a child's growth.
Right.
as opposed to directing the child.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I had my grandsons here last week, and you know, one is 12 and one is 9, my boys, because my
Right.
granddaughter wasn't here.
Right.
And boys are, you know, boys will roughhouse. You know the term roughhouse. That's
Yes.
just what they do.
Rough
They
house.
break everything.
Oh,
They
guys.
go into everything.
Right.
You know,
Right.
they don't put anything away.
Right.
You know, when they've been in a room, they leave evidence.
Right.
that they've been there.
Right.
I know this. I was a boy,
Right.
right?
Right.
And so because they don't, you know, like they know what they can do at their
Right.
mother's house, and what they do at their mother's house is going to be slightly different than what they do at our home, right?
Right.
But both locations are considered home,
Right. 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 Yes, indeed.
and people miss that,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
And so what's important is you educate them on the differences,
Okay.
right, between your space and our space,
Right. Right.
because your space is yours, but our
Right.
space is ours, and everything you
Right.
do in your space
Right.
is not necessarily working for our space.
Right. Right.
But within our space, you have areas where you can do you.
Right.
You know, kindergarten teachers would tell children, use your inside voice,
Right. Right.
right?
Right.
So that they can understand the difference between how you talk outside
Mhm.
or what volume you operate at outside and what volume you operate at inside.
Inside. Right.
You know,
Yes.
it's great to throw the football outside,
Right.
but it doesn't work inside.
Inside.
There are things
Right.
that can happen inside,
Right.
you know, that more than likely won't happen. And so it's those types of things, making sure that they understand the environment
Yes.
that they're in, right?
Yeah.
And that's not restricting a child;
Mhm.
it's enhancing. And to Ephraim's point, I want to go back about forcing them down a particular path. You know, you have to make room for your children.
Right.
You know,
Right.
we're so busy as parents. You know, we don't want to. Don't break that. Don't do this. Don't go over there. Don't go over there. I don't need you to do
Just-
this. I don't.
just
And
thinking
then it's
that,
like,
yes.
well, what can I do?
Right. Right.
You know.
What can I do? Where can
Yeah.
I operate? You're right.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
And so I think you have to. And so I think children love options.
Yes.
You know,
Right.
you have to give your children options to see how their mind works. How are you ever going to get to know your child if you never present your child with options?
That's good.
You know,
That's good.
and my
I'm a-
daughter's
I'm a-
walking in the room saying, right.
Of course. Of course. Good morning. So yeah, it's important that we have a understanding, you know, giving our children space. That's a big one. Giving our children space and allowing them the option to do, you know, because we so, you know, you said it in one of our broadcasts, I think last week, you know, we're so busy telling our children what they can't do, what they're unable, you know, you can't do that, you can't do that, you know, and we don't do enough of, you can do this. Why don't you, hey, why don't you do that over here? Or this area here is designed for you to just draw like crazy, you know,
or, you know, engage. Let's go do this over.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
How about we try this over here? Or how about we try that?
Right.
Or, you know, what do you think about, you know, those types of things? And you have to be engaging with them. And so
Right.
what happens is children will remember where you were when you did that. And so they'll want to go back to that place and do it again.
Right.
You know,
Right.
if it's in the backyard, if it's in the
Yeah.
basement,
Yeah.
you know, if it's in the playroom,
right.
you know, they know, oh, I can do this over here.
Right.
You know, it's little things like that, you know.
Yeah.
And it helps with the discipline in sitting down and getting work done. You know, a
Right.
child knows that when I come into this room and sit at this table, oh,
Right.
this is where I color. This is where I do
Right.
my ABCs. This is where I do my math problem. This is where I do this. You know,
Programming.
and so when
Yeah.
you right, so they'll have that mindset when they go
Right.
to that area and
Right.
develop some understanding about
Right.
what to do and where to do it.
Yes, indeed. Good morning, Trina. She says, right, free play is essential in daycare. Let them use their imagination. Just let you know,
Yeah.
this young lady here has a daycare. If you're in the New York area, Long Island, see this young lady. Definitely check her out. She's amazing. so yeah, you have to have that space. Yeah. And I think it's building on that consistency, you know, and getting their minds into like even scheduling and to do things in certain order, you know, and like you said, but you try to, and I use the word try to come from a place of, hey, let's do this instead of
Yeah.
don't do that. And listen, I've done the
Mhm.
don't do that a lot. No, 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 no. Good morning, Aunt Sam. Good morning, Aunt Sam. Can't do that. You can't do that. No problem for you.
Yeah.
No, we here for you. We
Yeah.
here for you. Let's see. Because it was like 7 skills. So number 6 skill was the wobble skills. The wobble skills, and she says she got that name from the we wobble, but they don't fall down. And she said it's the ability to fail early, fail often, and fail forward. You know,
Yeah.
being able to fail and continue moving on. You know, I guess this would even go into number 4, which is the will or drive and determination. But, you know, teaching you that failure is not a stopping point. You know, sometimes things
Yeah.
just not
See,
going to
that's
go
what I want to like. It's okay that it broke. That's another
right.
way of
Yes.
saying that, right?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to use my kindergarten mindset when I say that.
Right. That's good though. That's good. That's good.
Mhm.
Cause yeah, I've had to um, you know, like what is it? Was it when something broke, was it your maliciousness just breaking it, or were you using it and it just broke? You know, like
Mhm.
because there are situations I come in and I have to realize that she said Trina can watch all my kids. She good people. um so it's and you know, coming to the room, something's broken, you just realize, you know what, they use that a lot. You know, like it was, you know, their children, it was bound to break. You know, like I had a incident last week. My son was mowing the lawn, you know, and I was working on pulling a cord, you know, like, okay, son, you got, you know, and he was able to do it. He did it like twice in front of me. I was like, boom. I think I had to run to the store. So I come back, you know, lawnmower's in the lawn, not running. And I was like, son, did you even try? He's like, yeah, I tried. So when I went and I pulled it, the string popped. Because obviously he had been trying.
Right.
But he's
Right.
like, it looks like it's tearing up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
I was like, I can't be mad because he wasn't trying to be, he was actually trying to make it happen. He just was doing it a different way, you know. So it's those moments. And I was like, it's all good. He was like, yeah, it's like that. I was like, I know, it's all good. Things happen. What's that? Uh-oh.
See this?
Yeah.
This
Yep.
is a knob off of my bathroom cabinet. You
Okay.
notice the screw is broken
Yes.
inside,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
This is where my 9-year-old grandson resides,
Ah,
right?
nice. Nice.
How in the world do you go into the bathroom? This is screwed into the wood.
Yes.
How are you able to break the entire knob? You break the screw,
Man.
right?
Man.
Like, so the screw is broke off in the wood. So I'm
Right.
gonna have to dig that out.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I can't, and I think they make little tools to dig this out. But
Right,
you know,
right.
like you
Right.
think, you know, in your mind, it's like,
How did you
how did you do this with just your body?
Right. Right.
You understand?
Right. Yes. Yes,
Wow.
indeed. Totally.
I bumped into it, Paw. I'm like, if I bumped into this and it broke, whatever part of my body hit it is probably broken. Right?
Listen, I know you're like, how did you break that and not be hurt? How did you how did you
Right.
Yes.
You know,
Yes. I think that's every you're just like, how did you do that? Like,
yeah.
we have a vacuum in it, the hose somehow snapped off, and I'm like, how did you do that? like thinking like, I mean, like you literally had to be like swinging the thing, like, how did you how did you do
Yeah.
this? So I just,
And so I think, children have to know, like, to your point, that
yeah,
breaking things can happen
right.
when we're not careful. There is a cause.
Yes,
It's important for them to understand the cause and the effect of something and
right,
learn from it. Right.
right. Tell you the truth. Yeah. That too. That too. Oh
Yeah,
man.
because somewhere they've gotten in trouble and they
Yes.
have felt like the punishment, children, the punishment never fits the crime. So
Yeah.
they're going to
Yeah.
avoid confrontation at all costs.
At all
And
costs.
and so the question for adults is, why would my child avoid confrontation at all costs? That
Right.
speaks volumes of how you interact with your child when something goes wrong.
Right. Right. That's
Right.
tough right there.
If your
That's
child
tight.
does everything in
That's
their power to keep it away from you, that
tight.
means how you're responding to something going wrong is bothering the child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
we have to take a real look at certain things. I often tell my family, I have to tell my daughters or teenagers, when the children begin, oh my God, wait. Such were some of you.
right.
You're guilty of the same thing. Let's give
Right.
them the patience that I gave you.
Right.
And so it's little things like that, and we so often forget that stuff as grown-ups because we just and here I love this, like what my mom used to do when we were growing up. We broke everything. She had 4 sons. We broke everything. Everything. We broke everything. And I'm saying and I'm like, I probably am guilty of maybe 2 out of the 10,000 things we broke.
Wow.
Which we'll all say, but
right.
But
right. I didn't really break nothing. I was just kind of there.
But what she did, the lesson for her is she would not put anything breakable within our reach.
Okay.
Like like the formal living room in our house growing up, like the coffee table and the shelving was made of, like, we had those crates, the 5-gallon the water bottles, the 5-gallon water bottles inside a crate. Those were like the leg stands for a shelf.
Wow.
And the shelf was made of boards. Right. Wow. And books. Everything was made of like brass or steel, or, whatever it was. If it fell, it wasn't going to break.
Right.
We had, we literally had a couple of cinder blocks.
Wow.
As leg stands under, under stuff, like, because we broke everything. And she would just kind of fix it up and put a cloth over it or whatever, make it look pretty. But she would make sure that there was nothing breakable because she knew we were going to roughhouse. 4 boys in a house, and she worked a full-time job. At some point we're going to be home alone. Right. The 70s, man.
Yes.
And so that was it. You didn't have the child care and all that kind of stuff in the 70s. You left your children at home and told them, don't burn the house down.
Right. Just don't burn the house.
Right. This house better be in order when I get home, or
Yes.
That's just how it was. Wow. So we have to learn that. We have to make sure that we provide an environment for our children to thrive in, and not be. And again, there's stages to that. But when they're young, they have no idea. You got to give them room to learn and explore and all of that without losing your patience. And that's just the truth.
Right.
That's why grandparents are so much better with their grandchildren than they were as parents with their children.
Right. Because you discover the patient thing. You just relax. Because you realize, like, you look at your kids like, y'all made it through. know, like, you made a lot of mistakes, but y'all all right. And I realize I don't need to trip. So ease up on your kids. Ghost Hand 246 says it's also a matter of inspiring ambition in children. I feel like people either overprotect their children or go too hard on the brute force a specific behavior. Right.
Yeah, everything
Yeah.
we created as children was perfect.
Right.
If it was made by our hands,
Right.
it was viewed as perfection
Right.
from our mother. Right? We
Right.
make like our Christmas tree. You know, my mother didn't buy decorations for Christmas trees. It was all
Okay.
our stuff
Nice.
that we created. You know,
Nice.
and she made sure to use all the little ornaments, all the little projects, all the little stuff that we made, and that was our
Right.
Christmas tree
Right.
decoration. And she would keep the Christmas tree up way past
New Year.
January,
Right.
way,
Way back.
way, way past. Our holiday season was like October to March.
Wow.
You know,
Nice.
flowers were blooming before our Christmas tree came down.
Nice. 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 Oh, so yeah, let's see. So yeah, we talk about the wobble skills, and then the last one is the what if, the possibility, the imagination. Encourages your children to see things as possible. And not, because the saying, you don't know, there's a limitation until someone tells you, that you can't do something until someone says, yeah, you can't do that. You're unable to do that. I try never to, like, anything, my children want to do, or even if it seems so far, I'm like, well, it's possible. We got a lot of stuff that people told other folks that it wasn't possible, even as far as cell phones, like phone in your pocket, like, yeah, I don't know. Like, the spy watch, a little communication here and there, because that was almost like a walkie-talkie on your wrist, but a whole phone, a whole computer in your pocket, and look at the possibility. So I think not stifling their imagination, allowing your kids to see more than what's in front of them now, and
But that
going
comes
back,
with,
go ahead.
you have to read, to your children. You have to do something that sparks their imagination, and it's not just putting a video in front of them, right? Making them an addict to the one-eyed monster. They used to call the TV the one-eyed monster.
Right. Yes.
Like you read creation. You read so that their imaginations can run wild. Parents think that it's, a lot, not every parent, but, in a lot of cases, we think that, we're shortchanging our children because we can't read effectively. And the reality is the child is attracted to your voice, and it
Right.
doesn't matter what you say.
Right.
So when you take time and you begin to read to your child, that triggers a drive for your child to want to know, hey, what's in that book?
Right.
They're going to want to be able to read as well, because when you read to them, you are triggering their imagination. And like, oh man, every time mommy or daddy opens up that,
Right.
everything goes wild. What's in that?
Right.
I want some of that. And
Right.
and I think those little things that we take for granted, we worked all day, we're tired,
Right.
and all of that stuff. And so we don't have time. So we throw in the video or whatever the case might be.
Right.
And I've learned that it is your voice.
Right. That
My daughters
makes
are coming
difference.
here. Yeah, it really does.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, we got read to growing up all the time. But again, I'm my mother's a teacher,
Right.
so
Right.
it was a lifestyle.
Right.
for her.
Right.
He was
Yeah.
crazy, but she did do all those things.
Right.
Because my mom. Okay, I don't want to start shaking and going through my Pookie episode thinking about the whippings we got. But the other side of that
Right.
was, instilling that drive or triggering that imagination through reading, through engagements, whatever we did, she was a part of. She got all the way in. And I
Right.
tell you the story about my mom pitching me the baseball,
Right.
the wiffle ball,
Right.
and me
Yes.
whacking it and hitting her in the chin,
Right.
because
Right.
she, there was no man there. So she tried to do that stuff,
Right.
you know.
Right.
So
True.
those are the things I think you have to make, and we overcomplicate things with our children. Ghost Hand said that. I love that. Inspiring ambition.
Right.
How do you inspire a child? You inspire a child by acting out something that looks inspiring in front of your child, letting them know what it looks like.
Right.
Children are creatures of habit,
Right.
right? And so you have to do it in front of them and let them mimic, but let them do it their way.
Right. Right. That's right there. The letting them do it their way.
Yeah.
Letting them do it their way. It's it's painful if it's like, okay, I'm just gonna let you, try this out, and giving them the opportunity to kind of learn, because and I know for me at work and jobs and like I learn hands-on. I need to touch it. Just let me do it and just tell me, hit what, do that. That's how my brain remembers things. Oh,
I don't think Picasso ever colored inside the lines.
Right. True.
Yeah.
True. Oh, goes in and said, I used to play with bootleg Legos a lot when I was a child. Used to go all proud to my mom showing, look, Mom, I did a castle or a car, a labyrinth, right? Those sort of building toys are also great. Yeah, definitely. My kids are a lot of Legos, a lot. I've stepped on quite a few of them. But yeah, it's definitely, fostering their imagination.
You need a degree for this generation's version of Legos. You need an undergrad.
Right.
You need to take a drafting class before you buy a box of Legos. If you spend more than $100 on Legos today, you should have a degree in drafting engineering.
Right. Those Legos are not the ones. I got you. Let me just put this together real quick. Yeah. No. You're gonna be there for a minute looking at the directions.
Yeah.
Okay, is that the right?
Man.
Yeah. Legos is like, very, very, very much advanced now. Very much. So yeah, they're a whole nother level. Real quick, we're gonna take a short break. Ghost Hand 246, you've been hanging with us for a minute. So I like to know people's names. Of course, you don't have to share, but we would love if you share. And then forgive us if we call your name wrong. Essentially, just correct us so we can get it right. And we're not rocking like my buddy Lisa for so long, saying the name wrong. And she graciously allowed us for quite a bit. And then she corrected us. So let us know your name. And we appreciate you guys. We'll be right back after this. This episode is brought to you by StreamYard. Ready to go live? Go to bit.ly/StreamYard BOL. That's bit.ly/StreamYard BOL. This episode is also brought to you by Self. Build credit now. Go to bit.ly/now build credit. bit.ly/now build credit. All right. Welcome back. All right. So we appreciate you guys hanging and rocking with us. Listen, make sure you watch Purposeful Forever tonight at 8 p.m. We are having our trivia night. So it's going to be exciting, fun game. It's a trivia that we have. Well, I can't even take credit. That my wife put together. So got a lot of different questions and all of that. And definitely be a part of the fun. And if you feel like you might miss it, all you got to do is join our community. Text LWN to 84576. Text LWN to 84576, and you will not miss a episode. All right. Ghost Hand's name is Lucas. Lucas. That's pretty simple. Yes, I will do my best to remember that. Lucas. Ghost Hand. All right. So we're talking about are we preparing our children for success? Pastor broke down a lot of different stuff that he has done with his kids and some of the things he's learned. I think that the patience and the restrictions have been like some of my biggest challenges to not say no to everything and try to say yes or let's do this over here, or yes, let's build right here, instead of saying so much, no, don't do that, not right there, don't draw on that, draw on this.
Yeah, but you see, you said it, on the backside, you said don't draw on that, draw on this, and sometimes before you say don't,
right,
say over here,
right,
bring the draw on this instead of don't draw on that. How about we use this? How about we use that? How about we go over here?
Right.
That kind of thing. So that a child, and again, they're creatures of habit. You can point them in the right direction and still keep their options open.
Right.
I know you want to draw. I know you want to draw on all. You can draw all you want to on here.
Right.
You're not diminishing their ability to draw. You're directing their activity to its proper place.
Right.
And you can do that without even saying no.
Right.
Right. And if a no is necessary, you can't give a no without explaining a why.
Right.
What I love about God is God tells us who he is. He tells us what he's done for us. It's something a kick I've been on lately. And then he gives us instructions. But what I find interesting about God is with every instruction, God tells you what to do. Mm-hmm. He tells you what not to do.
Right.
But he doesn't leave it there. He gives you the benefits of your obedience, which you get out of being obedient, out of doing it the way he said it.
Yeah.
And he also gives you the consequences of disobedience.
Right.
If you defy what he says.
Right.
And,
true.
That whole adage, do as I say and not as I do. And because I said so, that stuff doesn't work with children. Yeah. You're planting the seed of rebellion in a young mind. Right. Mm-hmm. Because what will happen is they'll take that behavior and turn it on to their brothers or their sisters or their friends.
True.
And you're messing up you're negatively impacting their people skills.
Right.
And so we have to be careful because, how many times, there used to be a TV show called Kids Say the Darndest Things.
Yes.
Yeah. Why was that show ever popular? What made that show popular wasn't children, because of the seeds that were planted by the parents, the grown folks. The only reason children say the darndest things is because they've heard it from the parents.
Yep.
And we get mad at the children,
right,
for their behavior, forgetting that they're creatures of habit. They're only mimicking what they have already seen.
Right.
So I tell people all the time, there are very, very few bad children, just bad training.
Woo.
And we don't want to accept that as adults.
No, not at all. Yeah. But I 1,000%, because I used to say that too. I had to stop saying, I was like, them kids ain't bad. It's them parents. it's they're trained. They're learning, especially if they're between 2 and like 5. Like this is learned allowed behavior. Like, and there's no boundary, no training. Like it just. Because they're learning it somewhere, teenager. Okay. They probably got some of that from outside, like they picked a lot of mess up. They ran into the wrong people. I can't blame the parents, but at that age, they're around you most time. But then you made a point, in the early years, as much as possible to be around you, as close as possible they can be to you, not allowing other people to have such a hand in raising them outside of you, and that's
unless you're speaking the same language.
Right. Well, that's true. Right. You sending them over somewhere that you like, oh yeah, you're good over there. Yeah. you're good. They know how to train, and teach children properly. Let's see. Lucas says it's all about directing their enthusiasm over something more productive. My grandparents were very simple people. They were the first to incentivize me to build in the mud, building castle, bridges, towns, is using what you have at hand. True.
Oh, yeah, because at your mother's house, she ain't trying to clean all that up. Right. Grandparents don't have anything else to do. They can clean up behind a child. They retired.
I got time. I'll let the baby do the thing.
Yeah. He can always wash the clothes.
Right. And then you thinking like you would have choked me out if I did this back in the day.
Well, today's grandparents built different.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I'm not retired. I'm still working. I got time to be chasing you in the mud.
Get out that mud.
Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah,
I had to remind my grandchildren, my grandsons go outside or running around and get sweaty as I don't know what.
Right.
And then when they come back in the house and sit on the couch.
If you don't get your stinking butt. Yeah, my kid, you need to sit on the floor. On the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, they mind. They go jump in the bed like, are you really wrapped up with your stanky self in the bed?
We turned this into a comedy session.
I'm sorry. Moments. Yeah,
but I think it's all fun and games. But we have to think about it because there's some parents on here right now like, ooh, I probably took that too seriously.
Right.
Oh man, let me stitch that up.
Right.
I think you said something about the me versus we earlier.
Yeah,
that was key. A child understanding what activities are designed for you to do that are okay for you to do by yourself.
Yes.
Versus how that translates into a group setting, because some children get to the point to where they can't handle the group setting because they've been so accustomed to doing things on their own.
Yes.
And they don't have social skills. And that's why you have children who run into brick walls and don't last when they get to childcare or daycare or kindergarten or something like that, because they've never developed those social skills. And I think it's important that children get exposed to that kind of stuff. It's funny. We bought a dog during COVID-19, during the shelter in place.
Yeah.
Bought a beautiful dog, spent crazy money on this dog, but my children have allergies and stuff, right? So I had to get a hyperallergenic dog and I paid money for it. But what we didn't realize is that he was here with us and no one else because everybody was sheltered in place.
Right.
So when it came time to going to the vet or going to puppy training, he had no social skills.
Right.
He's afraid of everything and everybody. Right. I mean, he's better. He's a lot better now, but he did not have the social skills when it came to interacting with other dogs.
Right.
And it's still a struggle today because he missed all of that during his during his first year. And so and I'm not trying to call your children dogs, but I'm saying I saw that.
Right.
And it's very similar to what happens with our children if we don't develop those social skills. One of the greatest challenges with an only child is everything is theirs.
Yeah.
Because they don't have to share with anybody. Yeah, mine. Everything is mine.
Yeah.
And so you insert another child and they start picking up stuff. Mine. And it's not that they're selfish, but they had just never
they're used to it.
Exposed.
Right. Yeah. Like, I'm gonna play with this now, then I'm gonna move to that, then I move to that. Yeah. So this is all
and also a child who is a part of a crew, who's always had somebody else around, and they're challenged with working alone.
Right. That's good. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They can't get anything done unless unless they have somebody else around. And so we have to balance all of that kind of stuff.
Right. That's good. That's good. Yeah, that is true. Like I mean, I have a brother, just throw that out there, but he's 10 years older. So yeah, I literally, went through there was no fighting between stuff because the stuff I played with, he was done with, so yeah, there was none of that. So I kind of grew up in that kind of space where it was just kind of me, and getting anything there is mine. Everything. This is my space, mine, and growing up, it becomes challenging just having to share and, give and things of that nature. So yeah, I do totally understand that part of it. He just said, I have to tell my grandbaby that they have a working grandparent, so I can't do what the other grandparents does during the week. Right. We have a cat like this, but she was heavily abused when she was a kitten. Something they also can, sometimes I guess they also can happen. That can happen with children. Verbal abuse also can close a child to other people. True. True, true, true. Um, yeah, that balance of discipline, giving space, giving grace. Like there are times that I've went off the handle for small stuff. I'm
Yeah.
like, why did I bug out? Why did I trip out? Like,
But it's
you know,
because of where you were at the time.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
you catch me in that moment. And that again,
right,
man, that's whew, right there.
right, right,
Seriously,
right,
because I've had
right,
to, like, over the years, I've had to learn. My wife has had to learn
right.
that, it's not my fault as your child that you were in a traffic jam on your way home.
Mm, right, right,
Right? It's
right,
it's not your child's fault that your report didn't get done at work.
right, right.
It's not your child's fault that you found something odd on your mate's phone. Right? We get caught in situations and we react with our children in ways that are unhealthy,
Right.
and it has nothing to do with the child,
Right.
but the child feels it.
Yes. Yes.
Right? and
Yes.
and oftentimes you'll never know it. You'll never
Mm,
know that you put that on your child. I tell people this. I tell parents, when people start talking about raising children and doing this and doing that, and I encourage people, I said, please understand something. I said, you will not know what kind of parent you are until your child is old enough
right.
to tell you without fear of the consequence.
Right.
There's going to come a time when your child is grown and adult, and they can talk to you without concern about how you're going to respond.
Right.
And that's when you're going to find out,
Right.
what kind of parent you really have been to your child.
Right.
And that can be scary
Yeah. Yeah.
for a lot of people when you really think about that. But it can also be an opportunity
Right.
for you to pour constructively into your children, because you
Right.
got to think about that stuff.
Right.
You know?
That definitely matters. And how you handle, because there have been times, even, my child has done something, or school, and you come in the house, every time my wife was like, listen, you need to take a break, breathe, and then deal with the situation. Don't bring this, like, don't bring that outside mess compound on what they did, because now you yelling at them for leaving the coffee on your desk, you know, and the traffic, and you're right, you put it all on them on top of what you should be getting after them about. So yeah, that is a big one. If and I hope everyone that's a current parent, depending on the stage and age that you're listening, because it's how our temperament, man, how we deal with stuff and how we deal with our children in the moment. We have to have the foresight to be like, okay, you want correction, but you don't want to go so hard that you break something, and we're not just saying physical, but that mental break that can change their direction, so each mistake or incident or accident, we have to approach it, with an open mind, because
Yeah.
things happen. We make mistakes. Like, you gotta kind of put it on, like, you mess stuff up, you drop stuff, things happen, and you have to correct it as you go.
Mhm.
Like I said, you don't want to break your children. You don't want to break your children. You want to make sure they're going the right direction. They're learning, they're growing and developing.
Right.
And
Right.
yeah, so
Mm. That's
let that
good stuff,
seep in.
man.
Yes,
That's good
indeed.
stuff. That's good stuff.
Appreciate you guys being here, rocking with us. Like I said, tonight at 8 p.m., Purposeful Forever. Make sure you be a part. We're gonna have an awesome time playing a game and competing. And you're gonna watch some people really try to take others down. Quiz game, like we're playing Kahoot. Don't worry, no physical fighting. But it's gonna be fun. It's couples, and we're gonna have some good fun. So make sure you join. And if you feel like you might miss it, like I said, again and again and again, join our community. Text LWN to 84576. Text LWN to 84576. and you'll be a part of everything that we're doing, the growth that is happening. We got some things coming down the pike, so please join our text community. And if you're in the state of Georgia, definitely join our text community. LWN to 84576. Text LWN to 84576. And make sure you share. You guys have a good one. Appreciate it. You too, Lucas.
Appreciate you, Lucas.
Mama Corey, thank you. And thank you for always rocking and being here
Thanks,
with
Mom.
us. Let's see. Spliggity splow. And as always, know that we love you. God loves you more. Stay safe. Continue to make good choices. Good choices. Make good choices. All right. We'll see you tomorrow in the AM. Peace out. I didn't want to catch that. Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Good morning. What's up, everybody? This episode is brought to you by StreamYard. Ready to go live? Go to bit.ly/StreamYard BOL. That's bit.ly/StreamYard BOL. This episode is also brought to you by Self. Build credit now. Go to bit.ly/now build credit. bit.ly/now